Santosh Dhyan Paritosh Kundu, old Osho sannyasin. He's come from a very small town in India called Karim Nagar, a very renowned, very small town, but the man is very simple, and the thing I like about him is he's very sincere and very dedicated in his spiritual approach. He has a natural fascination for spirituality, and the thing that always I like about him is his he gets quite excited with all the spiritual, authentic spiritual masters. And hellos.
Hello.
Nice to receive you in Birmingham today for the first time. It was really we had a really great day today. Really fantastic day, I should say. Look at the camera. You have to look at the camera. You see, this is. So I really had a very great day, in the sense we saw a very beautiful movie called Seventh Sense. We had really good fun about it, and at the end of the movie, after watching the movie, at the end of the session, you will come to know what Seventh Sense is. And I think it is absolutely true, as my old friend used to say, Seventh Sense is nonsense, nothing else. Hello, welcome. And today I'm going to just ask briefly a few questions about general, just a short, quick, brief introduction on how he came into spirituality. Like, what was the turning point? Or I know it's a very difficult question, because it's an extremely difficult question. I can understand it, because we all are spiritual at every moment and things. But if there is, I was just curious to know if there is any turning point at any point in his life where he can say that, yes, you were different before and you are totally different after that. Swamiji, what is your, if you can recall and if you can enlighten us about it, we'll be very happy about it.
The first thing is from my childhood, like my uncle and aunt used to take me everywhere, every possible temples, and that's a turning point as far as for me concerned. But nothing excites me, but I have to go because there is no other choice. And one day, one guy, his name is Narayana. So he just in the satsang session, so he just asked to all of them. I was like, did you come to the temple anytime without any desire, without any intention, just for the sake of to be with the God? And I think that's changed me. That
struck a chord with you.
Struck deep inside that. And after that I was looking not through somebody, and I'm looking from myself, what is going on.
I was just wondering, what was your age at the time? How old you were?
I think something around 11 or 12. Yeah.
11 or 12. That's very young age. Yes. Excellent.
After that I was like reading, going into the subjects, Bhagavad Gita and all kind of stories. It was quite rigorous at that particular point of time, and I wanted to find out myself with me. And the next thing happened to me is Subhash Patri.
Oh, the famous Pyramid Society.
Yeah, Subhash Patri, and his quotation where Appo Deepo Bhava means be light in yourself. That struck me very deep, and that is the second point. And after that, three radical insights with Osho and J. Krishnamurti and Ramana Maharshi.
Wow!
So I was following these three people regularly, having books, and so I can say before three people and after these three people.
So you have highest sort of connection with these three masters, you would like to say, or like you were
Because
you were
as-
impressed by these three masters?
As I am a kid, I'm a student, I don't have much resources to go adventurous with it.
That's right.
But of whatever I got limited resource of money and purchasing the books and reading the articles in magazines, that's what I can do. And even that moment of reading is enough for me to meditate the whole day. So I was initially, my meditation started at the age of 17
Fantastic.
and completely with Anapanasati meditations.
At the age of 17.
Yeah.
I was just curious now, like as I can gather from what you said, you were quite mature at a very young age, in the sense you got into these things at the young age of 11, and you started meditating at the age of 17. But I'm just hoping in between these years, somewhere the adolescence must have kicked in, and where you are suddenly, you have some new force and energy. I was just curious whether, because with what I listen and gather from you, you are a sort of an introspective. You had that intrinsic quality in you to be to go and to question and inquire. But I would think the adolescent, the energy would be more outgoing. And how did you handle, or did this thing help you? I was just curious what happened in between this 11 and 17.
11 and 17. I was
Or even of maybe you
uh,
even before. Because personally what I feel is, I read, for me the turning point was when I was 21, when I read Osho. And I always feel that if only I had found his books at the age of 14, it would have made a huge difference to me. That's my personal impression. I always felt, because in those 7 years I thought that I went quite a lot out, and I always felt that if I had, it was just out of reflection, so I just was curious out of this. And
see, as whatever, like you maybe 11 or 17 or maybe now, doesn't mean initially I started with some assumptions, some conditioning, some little things, some fantasy about being spiritual and being miraculous, and later then realizing what is needed and what is happening and what is missing. It is just part of self inquiry every day and finding out where I am and where I am missing and what we need to do. So yes, the Osho literature helped me a lot in terms of repressions, being emotionally free and be rebellious.
at what age did you find Osho?
Same time as find Subhash Patri.
So when you were 17.
17 years. I was an engineering student. So yeah, I was not reading my academic books. Rather, I was reading all these books which really giving me insight. And yeah, I was completely full of introspection.
And did you share with all whatever you were searching or seeking, and whatever interests you had? Did you share among your friends, or was there only very few friends that you could talk to about it? Or were
Yeah.
you always on your own and you just kept it?
Yeah, the initial thing is the people are not ready to listen. They want to enjoy, they want to spend their time for studying, spend their time for playing or going out and having some fun. Yes, there are a few people who are interested in my things, but yeah, it's very few people, and most of the time I was not with the friends, I was with myself. And actually what one thing happened when I met my classmate in the airport, and she was asking me, I saw you somewhere, and that means like I was not even remember to anyone. So that's how I maintained myself.
So people knew you, but you didn't know everybody. You didn't.
I know people, but people don't know me because I myself, I'm in myself, and that's all. I
recall.
just alone. Yeah.
So one quick question. I was just wondering, like you come from your hometown in India, and you being a spiritual person, I was just curious, what brought you to the West, which is generally seen as a sort of like if you categorize like India as a spiritual country, the West is seen as a, though I know it's not true, but it's seen as a materialistic country.
No, it's
So I was
just
just curious, what brought you to the West, or what was the main force behind
this is just a part of adventure. So out of curiosity, out of there is emotional freedom in this country, European countries. There is a culture that supports the personal freedom. So that's a point number one. And somehow I like this atmosphere, dustless atmosphere. Except
I'm
that
sure you like this country.
because of dust, less dust.
Yes.
So there's the 2 points. The personal freedom,
And the cleanliness.
the dust less.
Dustless, pure dustless.
That's 2 points.
Fantastic.
Mm.
And so I was just curious, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
There is,
I know it's a tough question, but where would you see yourself?
okay, as a personal point of view, and I think I would be building my house, and I would be doing something that I really fantasy, something that I would really feel, rather just mission sitting in front of mission. No, I will do something I feel, and something I want to make other to feel as well. So that's my point of view next couple of years, and working myself, and I want to do what I like, and see, I want to put my all energies,
Into that.
which is towards nourishment, not just for making money or just living for the daily bread and butter.
It was nice meeting you here today. It was fantastic to have you, and nice to hear thanks for sharing about yourself today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
for you, Mr. Satyam Jyotirmaya, and I like the way you are hosting this particular show.
No,
and,
it is my joy. It's a joy.
thank you very much.